A special edition of DCW 50 News at 10 Sports from right here in Las Vegas in honor of the very first Stanley Cup win for the Washington Capitals. We watched that iconic moment where the team gathers for a photo just like you on the TV screen. But just a few minutes later, we were on the ice with players and their families. Tom Wilson's brothers gave him the kind of hug that only brothers can give.
I mean, those are my two biggest fans right there, my brothers. So, you know, those are my brothers in there. You know, it's as a family. You know, our team's unbelievable. Pretty special moment. Everyone's got Vegas stories. Now we can say we won a cup in Vegas.
How much fun was that game?
You know what? It wasn't much fun, to be honest. It was intense. It was, you know, we were up a couple times, a lot of lead changes, pretty chaotic, and you know what, it was pretty fun towards the end, if that's for sure.
For many, this Capitals team is a family, overcoming the doubters and bringing the Stanley Cup home to Washington, D.C. The fans were excited to watch history.
I've been a Caps fan for a very, very long time, and it almost felt like a destiny.
I definitely wanted to go inside, but too much.
After the game, they were tearing through T-Mobile Arena to get a rink-side seat. It's a moment that meant so much to one Capitals fan. She decided to wait out the end of the game on the balcony just so she didn't jinx her team.
Alex, what was said after the second period in the locker room, because you guys just came out and dominated?
It was pretty quiet. We just said, like, stay the same way, keep the same way.
But these boys believed from the start, and even when they were down 2-0 to the Columbus Blue Jackets in the first round of the playoffs.
We said we're winning tomorrow, and then we're going to go win a cup together. So we've had a good bond. I think we have a good relationship, and I was really happy for him. I'm so happy for that group, for all the stuff that they had to endure, all the things that were said about them, Ovi in particular, and Backy and that whole group. And to me, you know, they changed all the narratives. They checked off every box. Look at every series. We were down in every series, come back in every one. And it was probably fitting that we were down in this game and had to come back and win.
For DCW 50 News at 10 Sports, I'm Joe Dominguez. Just a few years ago, Southeast DC had to combine 3 different little leagues in order to field a team.
I play short, pitcher, and catcher.
I played first, pitcher, and outfield.
They play for the Mamie Johnson team, a namesake that has brought them headlines.
Mamie Johnson was a pitcher for the Negro League. She was the first female pitcher in the Negro Leagues, and it was kind of cool that we got to win it for her.
But now the team is making its own news.
Well, we couldn't do it last year, so it was good that we were able to do it this year.
Becoming the first predominantly black team to win a city championship, and the first ever that came from east of the river. So this weekend, they'll play with a trip to the Little League World Series on the line. Today, they got a visit from some familiar names.
It's been my dream to meet some of the Nationals players, and now finally do it.
A final pat on the back before it's time to play ball.
Heading to Bristol on Saturday morning.
Coach Keith Barnes commends the Nationals for giving Ward 7 children a chance to outplay the field.
Just come out. If you have kids that live in Ward 7 and they go to school, send them here. You know, send them to the after school program. Sign up for the little leagues here. Sign up for the clinics. Sign up for the camps. Like, there's a lot for the community here.
In Southeast, Joe Dominguez, DCW 50 News at 10.
And now, we honor America with our national anthem.
Primetime viewers and many football fans watch their favorite teams go toe-to-toe with President Trump. Here's what Trump told a rally in Alabama on Friday.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Those words sparked every team in the NFL to take action. In Pittsburgh, only one player came out for the national anthem. The public is taking notice. Jersey sales spiked for former veteran Alejandro Villanueva. Some Steelers fans also took to YouTube to show themselves burning their team gear. This morning, Trump urged players to rethink the issue, asking them to respect our country and flag. His spokeswoman saying this.
I think if the debate is really for them about police brutality, they should probably protest the officers on the field that are protecting them instead of the American flag.
Yeah, I mean, we just want to show unity.
But this protest has the backing of the Redskins owner, and some players plan to stand united, even if it's against the president.
So you have 1,800 men on your back now. Good luck with that. Some guys knelt, some guys linked arms, and
You linked arms.
you know, at the end of the day, linking arms, kneeling, it's all the same thing, right? We're all bringing awareness to the cause, right? But it's the same thing. We're together. We're bringing awareness to something that needs to be addressed.
At an NFL kicking combine, you don't have to make every kick. But you do want to impress the NFL scouts watching closely and taking notes. After all, no team can afford to lose points in the kicking game.
I feel like kickers get the respect they do because, you kind of see every week in and out in the NFL, obviously, and often it's a kicker who comes down, to who's going to win the game or not.
Simon Corning Matheson played at Northwest Missouri State University. Before that, he played soccer in Europe. He's not worried about fighting with his fellow kickers to get a leg up in the NFL.
Just trying to come in here with a professional mindset. We're all here to get a job. So when I come in here, my mind is 100% focused on just doing my job and kicking the ball. I'm not too worried about any of the other kickers, any of the guys, the media, scouts. It's just me and the ball and the uprights, and that's what I'm focusing on.
Just start form shooting.
Coaches say you can learn a lot watching Stephanie Donna-Guillon.
I think about my form, and my coaches always tell me, how I should hold the ball, how my thumb should be.
The senior point guard at Largo High School is praised for being the first person on the court for practice and the last to leave. That work ethic can be inspiring.
They take away just her whole spirit, her whole energy. They see that Stephanie's getting it done in the classroom and getting it done on the floor, so she's like a role model in the building.
Last year's Lions team won the 2A Maryland State Championship. They had to mount a comeback in the final game against Williamsport to win 59-58 and earn themselves a ring. But just showing off that ring is not enough for Guillon.
It's great to be a winner, but it's even harder to stay up there. So once you're a winner, all your work's not done. You just have to constantly put in work to stay at the top, because once you're at the top, the only place to go is down.
Stephanie scores high marks in class, and her drive to outdo herself in every way will lead her to Longwood University next year. But while she's here on the Largo campus, she'll soak up the school pride she loves so much. And the self-proclaimed math whiz will continue to look for solutions to the questions she has on and off the court.
What's my purpose? How can I help others? And just how I can be a better me, in basketball, in school.
4 years ago, when Ramar White stepped onto a wrestling mat for the first time, he wasn't serious about winning. But tonight's DCW50 MVP is now very serious about many things, including his chances at winning a Maryland state title. I found out firsthand how easily Ramar White can take someone down, even someone who outweighs him by 60 pounds. Pretty good for someone who only started wrestling on a dare.
When I first joined, it was funny because at first I didn't even want to wrestle, but my one friend made a joke saying he'll beat me, and I'm very competitive, so I came out and he was on the team, and that's how I started wrestling.
It's turning hard.
That wrestling career ends this spring, as it will for many seniors on the Flowers High School wrestling team. They are a relaxed group, but also hyper-focused with regionals and a shot at states this weekend.
We try not to stress about it too much, but we're on edge for it.
White wants another chance to qualify for the most important meet of the season. An opportunity to advance to the state championships slipped out of his hands last year.
I kind of replay that match over in my head a lot because I don't want it to ever happen again, because it really devastated me, because I really wanted to go to states that year.
White wasn't always a good student, but when bad grades got in the way of wrestling, he turned things around in the classroom.
So you have to make sure that you have your grades straight, because if you don't have your grades straight, you won't be able to wrestle no matter what. You could be undefeated, and they wouldn't let you wrestle if you don't have grades.
White decided a long time ago not to let just one fall keep him down.
I would like people to know that I like to persevere. Even when I'm counted out, I'm going to try to strive through it.
A history-making performance here at Nationals Park today. We'll tell you about the pitcher who rewrote the record books. Polls at the beginning of the year would have easily told you that the Minnesota Vikings would have been favored to come in here and knock off the Washington Redskins. Capitals players are saying goodbye to the district for Game 6 in Pittsburgh on Tuesday. It's about an hour after the Washington Capitals received the Stanley Cup for the very first championship in franchise history. You can see behind me that family and friends are still out here celebrating. What a day for Capitals fans. What a season. A Stanley Cup championship celebrated today. We're going to make you feel as if you were out there with the thousands of fans. One championship in the books, but that doesn't satisfy the DC Divas. They're looking to get back to another one. Details coming up in sports.